Hello students and welcome to DAV Moyle Public School. Let's begin an online class of Standard 10th Science with your teacher Mrs. Vandana Ghagre. Dear students, in the Unit 12 Electricity, today we will see the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. See here one activity which shows factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. Now complete an electric circuit consisting of a cell, ammeter, nichrome wire of length L. It is marked with L, and a plug key as shown in the figure. 4 different types of length is used. Now plug the key and note the current in the ammeter when the nichrome wire is connected. Now replace that nichrome wire with another nichrome wire of same thickness but now double the length. See in the figure 2 it is given length is double. Now again note the ammeter reading. Now replace that double wire by the thicker nichrome wire of same length as in the previous one, that is length L. A thicker wire has a larger cross sectional area naturally. Wire becomes thick, so the area becomes increase. Again note down the current through the circuit. Now fourth time replace that nichrome wire with the copper wire and note down the difference, that is length in the current in the ammeter. The wire should be of same length and same area of the cross section as that of first nichrome wire. Now note the difference in the current in all cases. Are the current is different? Does the current depends on the length of the conductor? Does the current depends on the area of the cross sections of the wire used? So all these questions you will get in the next slide. It is observed that ammeter reading decreases to 1/2 when we increase the length of the nichrome wire, means double the length of the nichrome wire. The ammeter reading is increased when a thickness of wire of same material and the same length is used in a circuit. A change in ammeter reading is observed when a wire of different material of same length and same area of cross section is used. So on applying the Ohm's law, here are the 3 formulas which we have already studied in the previous session. V is equal to IR, I is equal to V by R, and R is equal to V upon I. We observe that the factors affects the flow of the current, and that factor is known as the resistance. From the activity given above and the table, and we can say that the resistance of a conductor depends on the length, on its area of the cross section, and the nature of the material used in the circuit. Precise measurement have shown that resistance of a uniform metallic conductor is directly proportional to the length. Means as we increase the length, resistance increases, and inversely proportional to the area of the cross section. Means if the area of the cross section is less, the resistance is more. That is, R is proportional to the I. Resistance is directly proportional to the current. So and R is inversely proportional to the A, means it is written as 1 upon A, that is area. Combine these two equations, we will get R is inversely proportional to 1 upon A, and here we will write the constant of this resistance, that is called the rho. So R is equal to rho into 1 upon A. We have seen just now R is equal to rho L upon A, where rho is a constant of proportionality and is called electrical resistivity of the material of the conductor. The SI unit of resistivity is ohm meter. It is a characteristic property of the material. The metal and alloys have very low resistivity in the range 10 raised to minus 8 ohms meter to 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. They are good conductors of electricity. Why? Because they have the low resistivity. Insulators like rubber and glass have resistivity of the order 10 raised to 12 to 10 raised to 17 ohm. So resistivity is larger one. Conductor flows through the circuit is low, and therefore they are the poor conductors of electricity. So both the resistance and resistivity of a material vary with the temperature. Means the temperature varies, the resistance varies. Now table 12.2, which is in the next slide, reveals that the resistivity of an alloy is generally higher than that of its constitutional metals. Alloys do not oxidize, burn readily at high temperature. For this reason, they are commonly used in electrical heating devices like electric iron and toaster, etc. Tungsten is used almost exclusively for the filaments of electric bulbs, whereas copper and aluminum are generally used for the electrical transmission lines. The table shows electrical resistivity of some substances at 20 degrees Celsius. See the conductors. Low resistivity, the good conductors of electricity, in that silver, copper, aluminum, tungsten, nickel, iron, chromium, mercury and manganese are the good conductors of electricity because they have the low resistivity. Alloys like Constantan, alloy of CuN manganene, alloy of CuMn and nichrome, alloy of NiCrMn and Fe, that is ferrous. And insulators are the glass, hard rubber, ebonite, diamond and paper, which is dry, because they have the highest resistivity. Dear students, you need not memorize this value. You can use this value for solving the numerical problems. How many current will an electric bulb draw from 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb filament is 1200 ohm? How much current will an electric heater coil draw from 220 volt, that is voltage is same, if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohms? Means in both the cases we have to calculate the electric current. So let's start. We are given here voltage equals to 220 volt and resistance equals to 1200 ohms. Then we will have the equation, that is current equals to V upon R. Put the value, substitute the value, calculate the current. It is 0.18 ampere. Now in the second case, voltage is same and resistance is low. Resistance low means current is high. Let's see the calculation. Current I equals to 220 volt upon 100 ohms equals to 2.2 ampere. See here, the difference of the current drawn by an electric bulb and an electric heater for the same 220 volt source. Why? Because resistance high, current low, resistance low, current high. The potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt when it draws a current of 4 ampere from the source. What current will heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? Means here two different cases are there, when voltage is 60 and when the voltage is 120. Current is given, we first find out the resistance and then that resistance we will use to find out the current. See here, we are given potential difference V equals to 60 volt. Current I is equal to 4A. According to Ohm's law, R is equal to V upon I. So 60 volt upon 4 ampere equals to 15 ohms. When the potential difference is increased to 120 volt, the current is given by current is equal to V upon R. Now we have already calculated R. It is 15 ohms. So put the value, substitute the value. We will get current as 8 ampere. Therefore, the current through the heater becomes 8 ampere when the potential difference is increased to 120 volt. Resistance of a metal wire of length 1 meter is 26 ohm at 20 degrees Celsius. If the diameter of the wire is 0.3 millimeter, what will be the resistivity of the metal at that temperature? So using the table, we can predict the material of the wire if we will calculate the resistivity of the metal. See here, resistance is given 26 ohm and the diameter is given 0.3 millimeter. So using that kilo conversion of that, we can convert it into meter. So 3 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. The length of the wire is 1 meter. And therefore, from the above equations, which is we have studied for the resistivity of the given metallic wire, that is rho, equals to Ra upon L. Now here we are aware area is equal to pi r square. But what is radius? Radius is half of the diameter, means d by 2. So in area r square is there. R is equal to d by 2. So r square equals to d square upon 4. So here the term d square upon 4 instead of r square. Now if you will substitute the value in this, we will get the value of rho equals to 1.84 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. The resistivity of the metal at 20 degrees Celsius is 1.84 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohm meter. From the table we can see this resistivity is of manganese, and therefore the material of the wire is manganese. A wire of given material having length L and area of cross section A has a resistance 4 ohms. What would be the resistance of another wire of same material having length L by 2 and the area of cross section is 2A? Means here the length is half and area is double. So let's see. For the first wire, calculate the resistance, that is R1 equals to rho L upon A. If you substitute the value, it comes 4 ohms. Now for the second wire, again substitute the values. We will get here R2 equals to 1 upon 4 rho L upon A. Now R2 is equal to 1/4 of R1, and therefore if you will substitute the value of R1, we will get it as 1 ohm. So the resistance of the new wire is 1 ohm. Dear students, today we have seen the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. So on that, here is a small assignment of you. So use your understanding and try to solve the all questions and write the answers in your book. Thank you, dear students. Have a nice day.